Well, we've been in the kitchen for a few episodes now, so I thought we'd come out and experience a bit of fresh air out in the open greenness. A few kangaroos behind me just to add a bit of atmosphere, and I'm going to cook you a squid stuffed with some Thai-style pork with a mango jam. Okay, let's get started. Now, first of all, I will start with the mango jam. Over here I have a small pot with just a touch of oil in it heating up, and I'm going to add just about half an onion, just roughly sliced, as so. Don't mind the wobbly table. Turn up the heat. And then a small piece of garlic. I've got one little piece of garlic here. I'm just going to use half of it. Once again, roughly chopped and into our pot. Okay, and the onion and garlic in the oil, and that's going to slowly come up to temperature. As that's starting to saute, we're going to add our chopped mango flesh here. I've got about half a nice ripe mango. I've roughly chopped, and we're just going to put this in with the rest of it and just let that stew nice and slowly. As that's cooking, we're going to show you what's in the rest of the dish. Okay. Over here, please. I have over here some minced pork, some minced ginger, some Thai fish sauce, some shrimp paste mixed with some chili jam, some dried chili, some palm sugar, a bit of lime, a bit of coconut vinegar, and the star attraction, our squid. Not to forget the rest of the garlic that we're going to use. Okay, now for the filling. The pork that I'm going to mix with roughly chopped garlic. In it goes with the pork. In goes the shrimp paste and chili jam, the fish sauce, the ginger, the palm vinegar or coconut vinegar as they call it, a touch of lime juice, the chili, and the palm sugar. Now, I'm just going to mince this up with a spoon so I can get all the flavours to kind of infuse together here before I add my fresh herbs and my egg, which we're going to use for binding. Okay, while that's going on, let's just give this a quick stir so we don't get any sticking down, and let this reduce and form a kind of semi-jam. I think the heat's a bit high there, so I'm going to turn it down just a wee bit. As so, a bit windy here, but that doesn't matter. On with the mixing. That's it, mixing this nicely in. One whole egg, just cracked and in on top. And we're going to mix the egg in, almost like a pork burger mix. So, and we're just going to whisk this around lightly so the egg does bind all the pork mixtures. Oh, look, I think we've got some more visitors coming along here. Look at him over there. I think he's ready for his bit of squid. What do you reckon, eh? Come here, kangaroo. You want a bit of squid and pork? Oh, maybe not. He's just looking at me. Never mind. Right. In this little bowl here, I have some fresh coriander and some fresh basil, which I am going to, in turn, roughly chop. I'm using quite a bit here because I want quite a herby flavour in this dish. And the coriander and the basil seems to combine and complement each other beautifully. Okay, come down and have a look at this mix here. Slightly sloppy, but not overly moist. Beautiful fresh herbs in here. All the ingredients combined well. Now for our star attraction, the squid. I have here a whole squid tube that I've cleaned, taken out all the bones and all the sinewy little bits, and at one end, I'm going to use a little toothpick. Can you see? I'll move this out the way and give you a good view. The squid tube is open at both ends, this end here and the wider end here. We're going to stuff through this end and we're going to seal this end, almost like sewing with a little toothpick. If I can get it through, in and out, and then in again, as so, sealing the end off. This end now, I'm going to try. Open up, and we're going to spoon our pork mix straight down the hole here. Not too much, because the squid will shrink, and then the pork will start to ooze out of all the corners, which we don't want that. How are the kangaroos going? Oh, they're feeding. Have a look. Look at this one behind me. They don't bite, do they? Well, I hope not, anyway. Anyway, Stirring the jam. A bit more pork in here. Now can you see, come down and have a look. This is only about halfway filled. I'm not completely stuffing it. I'm just kind of half filling it. Have a look down. Can you see a bird's eye view, or rather a squid's eye view? Half filled, and with more toothpicks now, we're going to seal up or sew up the other end. Now we're going to have to use maybe 2 or 3 little toothpicks down this end, because it is a wider little gap. Just make sure you remember, when you do this, remove the toothpicks, because they can be quite uncomfortable if you get one stuck in your tongue or something like that. Okay, that's very roughly done, but that will keep it sealed, we hope. Now what I'm going to do now is just brush the whole squid tube with oil. Just normal vegetable oil. Doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to be sesame or anything in particular like that. Just normal vegetable. That's just to lubricate it so it doesn't actually... Oh, kangaroos flying everywhere. Oh, look, a little Joey. They're called Joeys, the baby ones. Anyway, enough of the kangaroos. This is a cooking program, not a kangaroo program. Onto the barbecue goes the squid. And I'm going to brush with a wee little more oil. There we are, just to get some flame going. Can you see how the squid tube is now starting to shrink? Good, 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 good. Now that's going to cook for about 3 minutes on each side. So while that's cooking, I'm going to just finish off the rest of this beautiful mango jam here. Now let's have a little taste of this. Mango-y, but it needs seasoning. A bit of salt, and a bit of cracked black pepper. And just to give that little citrusy touch, the squeeze of the remaining bit of lime. In that goes. A quick tidy up here. Everything that we don't need out of the way. Notice I haven't used all the pork, because that was far too much. I've got half the pork left. There's probably about maybe 100 grams. Oh God, they are quite tame, aren't they? Anyway, the mango jam is ready. The squid will probably need a turn, so over here, let's have a look at the squid and see how that's going along. Ah, look at that. Beautiful. The grill has marked it. The squid is starting to brown. Can you notice how it's shrinking there? Yes, let's give it a bit of oil and a few flames and get the atmosphere going. Kangaroos, it's lunch or dinner time for you, no matter what you eat once a day, I believe. Maybe twice. Or maybe they eat all day. Never mind. Not enough of that. Onto the plate goes the mango jam. Into the middle. Spooning it out nicely to cover the bottom there. And let's have a look at our squid. Follow me, please. Let's have a look at this. Still a bit longer, still a bit soft, as you can see. We want this to firm up a bit. Still a little bit soft. Not quite done yet. We don't want to overcook it, but then again we don't want to undercook it. So we're going to let that grill there for a little bit longer. Stand back, and as that's cooking, why don't we enjoy the views of the rest of the kangaroo, eh? Well, while the squid's cooking, let's see if I can go up here and try and make some friends with the locals, eh? Hello? Hello? Have you ever met a Thai chef before? Not very successful. Anyway, back to the cooking. Well, my director's just pointed out to me that we're actually cooking underneath an avocado tree, believe it or not. They're very hard to see, but there's a few up there. Now, the interesting thing about the avocado is the fruit stays on the tree. It doesn't actually ripen on the tree like any other fruit. You've got to pick the avocado off, then it will ripen. Interesting fact. Back to the squid. Just about ready. So I'm going to remove this from our barbecue onto the board, let it cool down just a touch as I garnish the plate, quite casually, because we are in the outback or in the open air here and haven't got too much time to play around with exotic fancy garnishes. So just a few coriander leaves, and like I said, remember, remove the little toothpicks, because these can be quite painful if you get them stuck in your tongue. Now I put 3 in there. It was just 1 in here, wasn't it? Was it 1? Yes, it was 1. Well, there we have it. wonderful squid stuffed with spicy style pork. A real tasty dish with mango jam underneath, just to spice it up that little bit more. There we are. And the ingredients for pla muk mu cha are 1 squid tube cleaned, 50 grams of minced pork, 1 teaspoon of minced ginger, the juice of half a lime, 1 tablespoon of Thai fish sauce, 1 teaspoon of shrimp paste, a teaspoon of dried chili, a tablespoon of palm sugar, a tablespoon of coconut vinegar. For the jam, we have the flesh of half a ripe mango, half a white onion sliced, and half a garlic clove.